Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Leonard Richardson. I'm with the Crossroads of America Council After School District. I'm doing this video in regards to the coronavirus, COVID-19. Quarantine, you gotta stay at home, all the stuff that we really don't want to do. We want to go outside and have fun, play basketball, go camping, fishing, and doing all this with our scout troops. Myself, I'm doing this video and several more videos after this to show my friendship and leadership in scouting and my service to scouting. This first video that I'm gonna do is to help the new scouts and some of the older scouts who quite don't know how to go through their handbook, scout handbook, right here. This is the new edition, the 13th edition. My edition of the scout handbook is way different than this than when I went through, but it still got great information, even more information than when I went through. The Boy Scout handbook, a lot of people get it, a lot of scouts get it, and they're like, man, this is a big book. Do I gotta read it from cover to cover? No. You have to, eventually you'll be read it cover to cover, but in sections, different sections. In scouting, we have various different ranks. The first rank in Boy Scouting is Scout. Scout is pretty much the basic knowledge of what scouting is about. Boy Scouts themselves. If you are a Weeblo or Weeblo 2 coming in to scouting, you've done majority of these requirements already. Today I'm gonna go through and show you guys how to go through this book. And there's different things that you guys can do on your own while at home. You can still advance. You can still have a lot of fun, even though you're not with your scout troop. So the first thing I want to show you, of course, we got the cover. But at every meeting, we do the Scout Oath, Scout Law, Pledge of Allegiance. Some unit meetings, they do the outdoor code. At my unit, we do the outdoor code at the start of the meeting because I think it's very essential, especially going camping, even doing indoor functions, to be able to be cleanliness. I'm also going to do leave no trace, explain the outdoor code, a lot of stuff in this video. But let's start with the first rank. So if you get your handbook, at the back of the handbook, you have all the scout ranks, from Scout to Eagle. And you go to the first page of Scout, which is on page 439. If you got this handbook, 439 is Scout requirements. And you look at it, it has several different requirements. The first requirement is stating about repeat from memory the Scout Oath, Scout Law, Scout Motto, Scout slogan in your own words and explain their meaning. If you don't really know the meaning to yourself, or you just now getting into it, you can go and look in the back. You got an index in the back of the Scout manual that you can go and look up. What's the Scout Oath, and it'll tell you exactly what page it is on. And in the index, it's telling me the Scout Oath is on page 11. So I'm gonna go flip to page 11. I'm on page 11. Oh, that's the protection. Page 11. Now on page 11, it starts out with the Scout Oath and telling you the meaning behind the Scout Oath. And once you recite the Scout Oath, dig deep, sit down, write it. Like, what does it really mean to me? And the Scout Oath to me means on my honor. My honor is the core foundation of what scouting has given to me. And to do my best in anything scout related or civilian wise related, I do my best. I never give up. If I fail at it or drop the ball, I try again until I succeed. That's my take of doing your best. To do my duty, doing my duty is several things. At my day job, I go get there on time, do all the work that my foreman asks of me, and knock it out. And scouts, doing my duty as a scout leader is helping my boys advance and make sure that they have a very enjoyable time at the meetings and at outings. To God. Everyone worship, or some don't. We do non-denominational prayers, churches when we go to summer camp. So do your duty to God. It can be anything. Go to church, hold a service for your troop. You know, we have a couple different chaplains in my troop. One of my chaplains is Muslim, so you know I'm not Muslim, but it's part of scouting. Then it goes on to your country, the duty to the country. Myself, my duty to the country is I served in the military. I served in the Navy, and being an Eagle helped me out in the Navy. To obey the Scout law, I obey the Scout law in my everyday life, at work, at home, my relationship, my everyday life. There's 12 points on the Scout law: being trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. I'm all of that, and you should too. And then, part of the requirement says Scout law. And you read from page 11 to page 19. It tells you the Scout law, oath, slogan, motto, and it tells the meaning behind each. Now I'm gonna go back, and this is for every rank. Every rank you can look up. You can look up the requirements, and it'll tell you what section to go to. This edition is very cool because it actually has fitness on it. It has first aid. It has nature. It has hiking. It has camping, cooking, navigation, tools that we use on campouts and in the classroom. Personal safety and awareness has a whole bunch of different sections that is really thrilling. I've been reading through this new book here lately, and I'm just like, oh man, that's a lot of helpful information. A lot of stuff I already know, but I want to share it with you guys. So I go back to these requirements, and the next one down, I'm gonna do a 1E on the Scout requirement. The Scout requirement, it says repeat from memory the outdoor code in your own words. Explain what the outdoor code means to you. So if I go to the index and look up outdoor code, it'll tell me to go to page 223. So I'm gonna go to 223. And from memory, because I live and breathe this for the past 28 years. There's 4 B's. As an American, I would do my best to be clean in my outdoor manners, to be careful with fire, to be considerate in the outdoors, and be conservation minded. All those things every day go through my mind. When I'm at work, when I'm at home, how can I be the best American? And how can I be clean? And how can I be careful with fire? And how can I be considerate in the outdoors? My consideration in the outdoors, if you look in my car, I'm gonna be honest, I don't litter. I got a little trash bag in there. I throw my trash in there. If I'm eating snacks on the road or anything like that, that's where my trash goes. I do not throw anything out the window because we gotta preserve our wildlife also. So that's part of in our environment, our ozone layer. We have to protect those. That's the only way we're gonna be here. We destroy our cities, our streets. Guess we got to pick those up. Yeah. Sometimes it can be us. It can blow into our yard. We have to pick it up. You don't want that. So you want to be cleaning your outdoor manners at all times. And you can read all the information about the outdoor code on page 223 of this book. I'm not gonna make this video long because there's a lot of requirements that's associated with every ring. So I'm break it up in several different videos, and hopefully you guys can learn from it and start learning your scout book. Just because you're at home don't mean that you can't advance. There's a lot of things that you can advance in. It's a couple more things I want to go over before in this video. This is going to be the first of many that I'm going to do. Now, I know it's social distancing and all that good stuff, but you can still get out and go walking and do certain things in your community. You can log that too. As a scout, a scout is trustworthy. So we're going to believe you if you say, hey, me and my parents, we went hiking on such and such trail. And we hiked XYZ miles. In the back of the handbook, it starts on page 457. 457 is your different types of logs. So you have leadership and training logs. So any type of leadership position or training that you did, you can write it down, the positioning, the date that you did it, and a signature from an adult or your scoutmaster. In this case, it'd be a parent. And it continues on to the next sheet. Then the next one we got is hiking. Anytime you go hiking, the location, the date, how many miles you did, and a signature. Everything's about signatures. So this is your hiking log, and it continues over here. Then you have a camping log. Even though we have social distancing going on, you can still go camping in your backyard if you have one. Go camp in the backyard. Pitch a tent and sleep outside in your backyard. That's considered camping. And the location, the activities, the date, nights, scoutmaster signature or adult signature. And several requirements. It requires you to sleep in the tent that you have pitched. So that, backyard, grandparents' house, service log. And then my next video, I'm gonna go over requirement number 2 in Scout, and then I'm gonna do another video on requirement 3, requirement 4, and then I'm gonna do 5, 6, and 7. Do I got some rope? That's gonna be my next video. Tie some knots and sing some songs, and I was a camp counselor for 14 years and love songs. Just love giving my scouting spirit. Oh, it's the afternoon, but coffee time. Woo. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes this video. There's gonna be more to come.